Okay, so I've switched over to SolidWorks 2014. One of the ways that you can identify which versions and what level you're working with is on the splash screen, but then also in the lower left it's telling me that I'm in my SolidWorks Premium 2014 version. So we have standard prior to, okay, a couple years ago, because I think 2013 was still saying Office or Professional. So you have standard level, professional level, premium level. Each of those levels has an associated cost, and you get more add-ins, more capabilities. So as I added to my commercial license, then these start to update and change. So we have a metric part. So I have a 2014 set of templates, and we'll see how this evolves. All right, so things that I'm not using up here in the Command Manager tabs, the weldments, the sheet metal, I'm just right-clicking on those tabs, and that's going to pull them back to where we have something a little bit more manageable. Okay, so let's fly in the sketch, and the outside shape, and I'm going to go with whatever your gut kind of tells you. You see the shape, then that's what we're going to cut. This also has symmetry about the mid plane, so maybe we can take advantage of that as well. Since this is kind of the optional, and we have 10 millimeters on the width, 10 millimeters, 10 millimeters, it's consistent all the way around. This might be a good one for a thin feature. Alright, so in the very beginning, when I first started SolidWorks, there wasn't much in the way of sheet metal, so we built parts with thin features. So I still want an infinite length. It's going to be vertical. From the look, very similar to 2013. And right mouse button, sketch tools, other items that we're seeing. The icons may have changed a little bit. Colors have definitely changed over the several versions. So anyway, for a thin feature, we're going to sketch, and then I pretty much don't have to close this in. I'm going to rely on the thin feature to do it for me. So I still go back to my center line. This has an overall width of 80. We have a height of 40. And let's see, let's cancel. And we're still in that diameter mode, radial mode, so escape puts me back into the linear. And then, well, we need a length. Oh, there it is, 30 in the upper left. Alright, so when I go to extrude this, I guess it would help to mirror it. Let's go ahead and mirror our entities, so still the right to left and mirror. And when we're picking, right to left is still green, left to right's blue. Features, extrude. And then because this is an open profile, and one of the things that happens with open profiles is this automatically goes to thin feature. And so that's one of the reasons why we need to be aware of our open profiles or overlaps, that when we see contours and regions, or we see a thin feature, and in this case it's checked and the box is grayed out that I can't deselect it, means there's something going on with the geometry that either needs to be fixed or that you are aware that you're doing it intentionally. So for depth, we have 20 on the depth of the block, but no real depth for the part. So if we say that that's halfway, then we have 40, and we'll go ahead and accept. And then the notch is on the left side, so we'll open the sketch. I can put the notch this way, and because the part's symmetrical, I could also put the notch over on this side this way, but I don't want to get too elaborate. I want to keep this in the same frame of reference, the same viewpoint. Don't make it any more complicated, and especially with left and right parts, there's it's too easy for those to get mixed up. All right, so 15, 10, and 15 would be 40, so if I were to right click and select the midpoint, and then control select the edge and go to midpoint, then that is going to say that my design intent that these will stay centered as if we grow or shrink the part. And we can do the 20 millimeters, or the same thing, select midpoint and then control select the other line and make those coincident. And now when I do the extrude cut, if I were to go through all is going to find its way through the entire part, where up to next will stop at the near wall and only make that that notch. Other items up to vertex, I could pick any of the corners, the intersections as a vertex. Up to surface, we would pick like the entire surface. These surfaces aren't as good if you know, there was other existing geometry or we reordered. If I wanted to stop at that face, I really need to pick that face. So let's stay with the up to next, and we'll hit OK. And then this one is ready to save. So it went to let's see, my external drive. So we'll navigate back over here. And so we have 3-3, and then this is SolidWorks 2014. We'll save.